That should work. We should have a good system now. Come join. There we go. Alright, hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. All my goofy goobers and valiant knights of the First Order of the Undead. So something's a little different today. I know your boy, Erroxxy's been a little different right now. He made one like, what the hell is this new thing you did? Well, I started creating this series that I don't know if I'll turn it into a game or something. I just thought I'd be like, yeah, why not? Create something for you guys to enjoy. And so I've been working on something. Give me a second. Let me put some music in the background. There is an I in medieval. Sorry, I don't know how to spell. There we go. Sorry, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while. This should work. That's a little bit too cheery. Right, yo. Hello. I'm trying to find, good non-copyright music for background stuffs, but I can't seem to find anything. Hold on. Kind of nothing that I can find. Why is it always hard to find royalty-free music? It's always difficult to do this. Fucking stupid. Ugh. I refuse to use anything that's not royalty-free. Because I don't want to deal with... Okay, this might work. This is not working. Not what I'm looking for. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's just not what I was looking for. Well, is my voice doubling? God damn it. It is. Fuck. What is wrong with my microphone these days? Hold on. Uh-huh. I don't have a secondary input. Do I? Hold on, is it? Am I using a recording software on top of my recording software? Oh, that's gonna be really... I might be using a recording software on top of a recording software. Hold on. You're right though, it's picking up double. Wait a second. It is picking up my computer's... Okay, so it's picking up for some reason my mic and then my mic. And I don't... Okay. Wait a second. So I turn this off. That's on. Okay, so what? I've had this issue for the last good while, and I can't figure out why it's picking up my voice at the same... I'm gonna try unplugging my Mexico. As much as I don't... Like, I don't need it right now, so... Where's the plug? Did that fix anything? I don't think it fixed anything. Let's see. Advanced properties. Monitor. I have no idea, but it does. You're right. It kind of does. Did I fix it? Is it better now? I cannot tell if it's better now. Did it fix? Did I fix? I was expecting this to be a cool stream, and it turned out to be dumb. Yeah, this is weird. Why is it doing this? Is it still picking up my computer? I can't tell. It shouldn't be picking up anything but my microphone's output. That shouldn't... Why is there a second version of me? Okay, what... I'm gonna go into... I have to do this the full roundabout way and go into my settings and figure out what the hell's wrong with my microphone. Okay, microphone, camera off. Sound... Sure, we don't need to do that. We don't need that. OBS currently in use. Is there anything else that's currently in use? I'd like to see what it has access to. Holy Pilitos. No, I'm good with that. Is it like unbearable? Is the is shorter? Is this smaller version of my voice like super annoying, or is it like tolerable to the point where probably people won't care? Because if it's like a full-on doubling, that's a problem. But if it's like a kind of an echo, it might just be an echo. Because I have no padding in my room. I don't have exactly the best soundproofing of a bedroom. I don't... Why is it doubling? Do I have a voice... Did I download voice mods? I did download voice mods. Give me a second. It might... There's a chance that voice mods is being a bitch. Anyways, so... let me find... this is the difficult part. I have to find good tavern music. I don't want relaxing tavern music. I want, you know, I want some dark medieval background music. There we go. This... weird. Okay, so voice mod is open. Are you kidding me? If it's gonna make me use... Okay, this is the most annoying bitch piece fucking thing that ever has existed. Why? Okay. Yeah, sure. It's already... Okay. Is it using my microphone? And if it is, it needs to stop. No, I don't want you to be using my microphone. So I'm going to be putting my voice mod off. There. Did that fix anything at all? Because I have no idea if that fixed anything. It's being a bitch, and I don't know why it's doubling. But I can't fix it. I have no idea what is causing the voice... Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Voice mod is now using it. What? No, my voice mod is using my microphone. Okay. No, it's still using my mic. I'm trying to get you to stop using my microphone. Hold on, can I... Okay, I can't... Why can't I fix this? Is it super unbearable though? Like, is the echo really unbearable, or is it like bearable enough? Because I don't know what's causing the echo. Like, I actually don't for once. That's so weird. What is causing my echo? I really like... Yeah, but if it's okay, it's still a problem. No, Vox machine's not even... What could be causing this? Because we had this problem when I was doing this in VR chat. Yeah, this is going to have to be clipped out when I finish the stream, but that's fine. Anyways, I think I might just have to adjust the decibel or the threshold or whatever. Or I have to... What is... Hey, hold on. Hold on. I don't understand what's happening. Why are you doing this to me? Hold on. Okay. did that fix anything? I don't know what was happening. I still don't know what's happening, but I have no idea I don't actually know what's going on or why. Sorry, I was trying to re-plug my headphone mic in. It's gonna suck for everyone watching this. It's just gonna be a fucking hyper spike there. Anyways, I might as well just get into the stream of Dark. I don't know why for some reason. Okay, I'm trying to find good, like copyright-free Dark Orchestra music, but I can't find any that isn't directly copyright-free because I don't want copyright music in my stream. Even though I think that's fine to use in streams, it's also just a principle that I don't like to use. Okay, let's just see if I can find anything that is... Well, it's weird because I can't find anything. Everything's just like, oh. I don't... Finally! Some good music. There we go. That's too loud for me. Really good headphones. Anyways, let me get into the reason why any of you are watching this. The title probably caught your eye, and then the image of the thumbnail probably was the second biggest. But, the Undying Flesh. What's that, Erroxxy? Well, I'll tell you. The Undying Flesh is a series that I've been working on for a little bit now, and how do I put it in terms that makes sense? It's so it revolves around a concept. You'll hear the name Olympus a lot when I'm referring to this universe. It's not Olympus, as in the land of the gods. It's called the Olympus, not Olympus. I know the names are similar. There's one word difference in the name. But the Olympus was named after the mythological area, or, place, Olympus. And so the Olympus was a place of sanctuary where people, elves, well, in this universe, they kind of all, they're classified as the majority race, but it's, it's difficult to kind of explain what it is, but, like, basically, hang on, no, music turned off. Sorry, there we go, just barely there. Okay, that might be now too quiet. That's better. Okay, anyways, so in the universe of the Undying Flesh, before the Undying Flesh itself was born, the Olympus was a massive city, which was originally built around the, well, it was classified as the church, or the Olympic Church, not Olympic as in, the anyways, you know what I mean. It was based off of the high priest, I guess you could say, was named, he was named after one of the gods. He doesn't matter in the series at all. Not a lot of the precursor stuff actually matter to the main series, but basically it was formed by like 5 old dudes, basically wizards and shit, and they're like, we should create a church that we can, we can show off our power and be worshipped as gods. And so they were for a while, and then the city of the Olympus was born, building around the church main. And as years go on, terrain changes based on weather, and the church and the surrounding area became more lumpy and became more rugged due to combat of knights and wizards and such like that. The Olympus was born, and then relics were made from what were classified in the books of the series. In the series that the main characters find is the tomes of Elder, or Alder, depends on how you pronounce it, it's the same thing. But in the ancient scripts, they mention mighty men forging these blessed objects. And so there were 6 men all who were classified as the 6 mighty men who each created a weapon or a item of enchanted, classified as in the tomes, enchanted beauty. There was, and in each item was guarded by either 3 to 5 guardians. And the majority of the other ones kind of faded into obscurity through the years, but one of them became very, very well known, and that was the Goblet of Decay. You will hear this name a lot, so take notes, people, because I'll quiz you at the end of the stream. I'm kidding, I won't. I might actually, but you'll never know, because haha, I'm funny that way. And so there were 3 brothers. They weren't brothers, actually. They were, but so the Goblet of Decay was guarded by the 3 guardians: Phenox, Tetritrox, and Atrox, the 3 brothers of... They were called the brothers, no, they weren't even related. They were just very strong. They were classified as better men, very tall, imposing human beings that had extraordinary strength and able to wield swords double to 3 times the length of a man. They were massive, strong beings of an unimaginable might. At least that's what it said in the tomes. And so, through the ages, they would guard the Goblet of Decay with their lives, because they knew if the Goblet of Decay got into the wrong hands, it would be, it would not be a good thing. And so, one day in the millennia of the Olympus being such, a man, as it's quoted in the tomes, a hooded man entered the city, and little was known of this man. The man was shady and made deals with words in an unknown language, telling tales of stories that had not come to pass yet, saying things that this place would rue the day it wronged him. Everyone mocked and laughed at the hooded man until they didn't. Until the man went to the temple of the Goblet of Decay and single-handedly killed each brother. The first to fall was Phenox, the brother of Fist. He used iron gauntlets that were imbued with force, being the first guardian to fall. Then it was Tetritrox, the guardian of flat swords, and then it was Atrox, the guardian with long swords. Each one falling around the goblet's pillar, but the hooded man had no intention of taking anything. He walked out as soon as he had vanquished and killed all 3 brothers, leaving only a book, and that was kind of it. And so the word of their deaths broke out a few years later after a guard noticed their corpses, and then, out of respect for their corpses, which was stupid and their choice, they decided to leave them as they were. But being powerful men, they were not content to disappear, and so they refused to go down as dead. And so the Goblet of Decay, doing exactly what it was designed, was to give everlasting decay to any of those who use it. Basically, it's a zombie virus, but not at all. Zombies are mindless monsters, and granted, decay is, but not really. Decay, which, if you go into, this new stuff, you can see, but I'll show you decay here and now, folks, because I think you guys deserve to see a little bit of decay. It's really not going to fit the screen, is it? Fit screen. There we go. Give me a second. It's not fitting screen. Stretch to screen. Why is it not? Oh, it's because it's locked. Give me a second, guys. I'm an idiot. Give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. That is decay. Or, well, yes, that's decay. That's whatever's left of the 3 brothers' bodies and the accumulated mass of all those that it's killed. So, you may, I'll zoom in a little bit, give you guys some little bit of tidbits into what it looks like, kind of. Let me see if I can really expand this. I can't. For some reason, I can't. I would like to zoom in. I can't, though. Anyways, so I selecting? Oh yeah, it's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing important. I thought it was. It's not. Anyways, what is this? Okay, sorry. I have so much shit in my fucking OBS. Okay. There we go. This guy is about 20 feet tall from claw to spine and possesses bodies and the mangled body parts of all three brothers, at least mostly. And as you may see, he wields two swords for wings. He is classified as a dragon due to the fact that he has wing-like appendages and a tail and relatively quadrupedal stance. But, he is not technically a dragon by standards. He can't breathe fire, he can't fly or anything. But those blades both were the blades of the two brothers. The longer blade on the left side of the image, the longer blade, is the blade of, if not wrong, Erroxxy, which was the blade of long swords, and then would be Erroxxy being the flat-bladed one, if I'm not wrong. I might have gotten them backwards. It's kind of difficult because they have... I always forget which of the two is which, but... Anyways, so after they get corrupted into this monstrosity, the creature creates something called the decay. Not decay, the decay. It's like a virus or a infection of sorts, but it's more of a living... It's like a mold, but not quite. Think of it like a vermin or a weed that grows a lot. If you think of the Vita Carna series, the crawl, it's similar to that, but in the sense that this one's actually sentient flesh that's living. It's able to move around its will, and so you get things that get corrupted by them, and the biggest thing that gets corrupted by this boy would be Dagar, aka the Wraith of Wrath, which is a dragon, or was at least, until it got corrupted by the decay. And so, unfortunately to the Dark Wizard, he did not make it very far before running into this monstrosity, because he tried to flee through the city, and that's how fast the decay spread, and it quickly infecting the dragon, taking over its body as its own. He ran into this massive, mangled monster of a dragon that, well, let's just say, I'll show you what would have happened to him if it were, that is not fire, that is acid breath, and it's not liquid acid, that is vapor acid. It's far worse because you can breathe it in, and now you're melting from the inside out. And so, the goddess of fate, aka, hang on, hold on. Kind of like a stench, yeah, like a gas. But there was 3 soldiers, sort of, who died in the line of battle, but were cursed by the goddess, Equotris, I think. Hold on. Give me a second, I have to look it up on Google Translate. I made the name and I can't pronounce it now. Equotris. I don't know how I can't pronounce my own shit. Equotris, aka the goddess / god of fate, they're not gendered. They're just a being. Anyways, they cursed the 3 soldiers with, life, in a sense. The literal translation is the Equotris, goddess of fate, it cursed them with eternal death in life, so they cannot be corrupted by the decay, which was spawned from the death of the 3 guardians. Of course, as I already mentioned. yeah. yes. And so the 3 people, like the 3 knights, were Heldar, Ishmak, and Fenron, which were the 3 knights of... They were classified as the 3 undead knights later on. And I don't think I actually have a direct image of the 3 that's saved, But let me fix that real quick, because I'll show you what the three brothers would have looked like. Well, they did look like. Not would have looked like. So the three brothers were pretty strong, to say the least. Well, it's strong in the sense that they can't die, so they don't have a penalty of death. So there's no worry for them of dying. They won't die, so they don't have to worry about that. And, you know, it makes them that kind of... makes them not quite cocky, though. So these are the three brothers. So, here, I will give you the exact people who is who. So, Heldar is the one with the axe. So that's the centerpiece. Heldar is the big axe-wielding dude who's about a good foot taller than his two comrades. Then Eshmok, or Ishmok, is the bird-beaked one, the other bird-beaked one, with the great blade. And then there is Fenron with the great blade, which is, you know, that blade that he's wielding on the shoulder. They all are missing one arm because I don't know why they're all missing one arm. Okay, I'm lazy and didn't have the time to decide to re-add another limb to this character because I just used the same base to make 3 different characters. Leave me alone. I'm lazy. Okay, I'm an animator. I'm not a movie producer. So get off my ass. But anyways. So, they were all cursed with a specific divine ability. Fenron was cursed, well, it's called cursed, but it's kind of like gifted / cursed. Fenron was gifted / cursed the ability of ether fire, so he's able to summon fire. And then this guy, you know, Heldar has the ability of Soul Axe, which is both, which technically it's called the Hellish Axe, or the Inferno Axe, many names for the same thing, which is a permanently red-hot blade on the edge of the axe, that's what that is. And then, if I'm not wrong, it's Ishmok. Wait, hang on, let me go back to scroll up. Ishmok, yeah, okay, so Ishmok didn't really get blessed with anything, all particularly. He got the ability to summon fire if need be, but isn't exactly a fire wielder. Like, for example, I'll show you what I mean by he can use fire, because he was the one who, I don't want this to be a spoiler, but it's kind of a spoiler. So this guy, it's difficult to see. I can't zoom in. I would love to zoom in. There we go. As you can see, that is clearly Ishmok, and he does have the ability of fire. I guess his divine ability is judgment. So this is his ability. He can summon magical crystals out of explosive magical fire. And so you may be wondering, okay, why is Springtrap here? That's not. That is Rot. And Rot is spawned from... So, little backstory between the universe. So... Oh, shit. Stretch the screen. Oh, boy, I made a meme. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Hang on. There we go. I realize that's going to be so clipped. That's going to be so clipped. I'm fucked. Damn it. Anyways. So... you know, Mr. Boy here, specifically Ishmok, which was the first death, they're classified as Death Knights, because, or the Dead Knights, because, again, they're dead, but they're not. They're cursed with death in life, so they're dead, but they're alive. Hence why they have glowing eyes. You can't see Ishmok's glowing eyes, because his helmet's too fucking tiny for his head, but he does have glowing eyes as well. You can just kind of see it out the faintest glint out of his eyes. But the biggest ones later on in the series would be, so technically, if you think about it, the biggest hero would be Ishmok, because he vanquished the dragon of Rot, but no one has killed Decay yet, which only grows more powerful by the moons, you know, as in by the day. But something about this universe is after the goblet was consumed by Decay, creatures of well-known power started getting corrupted. And so from Fenrix, the Fox of Hunt, or sorry, the Wolf of Hunt, massive wolf, I'll show you, turns into the monstrous form of Greed. Let me find Greed. They say Greed is a blind, distorted monster. I took that in a literal sense. It's blind and deformed due to greed, which then greed turns into... So, from that point, greed then turns into hateful envy. I spelt that wrong. That's not how you spell that. I am pretty sure I spelt... I know that it's spelt right. Are you kidding? It's rage. Turns into rageful envy. Still blind, in its face at least, but he has an armhole thing. And then later turns into... rageful envy then turns into hatred, or better known as... I think it was disdain, if I'm not wrong. Which is this monstrosity, who was later killed by Hendor. And then greed. So the way creatures in this universe kind of become worse is via death. So the decay is called the Undying flesh for a very fucking good reason. If you die while being corrupted by this flesh, you won't die forever. You'll come back just way, way worse. And so that's exactly what happens to him, or it. Well, it is a him, and he gets turned into greed. Or sorry, yes, or sorry, greed gets killed by Fenron, and so Fenron murders or takes out greed, but then greed, being killed, mutates into rageful envy, who, being left to his own devices, makes his way back to the Olympus and to the fallen church, where he turns into disdain and hatred, disdain and hatred, and then protecting the underground keeps, which is where Decay has moved to. Hendor, being the ever braveful, also 7 foot to 8 foot tall human being that he is, just kind of easily one-taps him. Not really one-taps, it's a big battle, but it's not exactly like Hendor's worried about dying again anytime soon. He's not gonna die. But he takes out, Mr. Man here. To preface this, I don't have a good reference to size, but I'll take a screenshot to show you guys just how freaking big Greed actually was. Where is it? There we go. So, I want to show you how massive Greed was. I just gotta find this is a good enough scene. I don't need to show off a lot. I just need to show you exactly what I mean. Yeah, okay. And then I want to show you what I mean by this. Sure, so I'm just gonna call it screenshot. Ooh. There we go. Makes it easier to find. Let me just show you guys exactly what I mean on how absolutely freaking huge he is. So this is Fenron compared. Wait, where did I put my screenshots? Where do I put my screenshots? Okay, it's right here. This is the size comparison between Greed and Fenron. To preface this, you may look at Greed now and go, huh, Erroxxy, he looks a lot different than you showed me just now. Yeah, because Greed was not actually infected by the Decay when you saw him. The Greed was just turned into Greed because, Fenrix was corrupted by Greed into a blind, disabled monster who was then later infested. Not infected, he's still fully sentient. Infested by the tentacles of, or arms, I guess, of the decay. I'll show you what I mean when I say, this, because it's not pretty. I'll quickly, show you what I mean by this, but I can't really do that. But it would take too long for me to do that, and it's not worth it. But God damn it. Sorry, give me a second, guys. It's a million buttons on my screen. Anyways, and so, greed gets turned into rageful envy, which they kind of downsize as they get bigger or get stronger, because the bigger they are, the more bulkier they are. That's the thing with the dragon. It's actually smaller than decay, but it's still as powerful, if not more. And so, he is manages to kill, or at least temporarily kill, greed by absolutely blasting him in the face with fire and slicing him to hell. And so, Rageful Envy's born. In his weakened state, moves back to the Church of the Olympus and slowly corrupts, fully corrupts via the decay that's there into, your boy, Disdain and Rage, or sorry, Disdain and Hatred, which is later just called Hatred because it's easier. He's more known as Hatred, and so Hatred gets murdered, and so in the series up to this point, we currently have the death of Rot, which was the secondary form of Filth, which I won't show because Filth is gone, turned into, and plus people are like, oh, you just use Springtrap. It's easier that way. Also, that's all that I kind of have, and I used things that I have on hand and made them into new things. And it worked at the time. At the time, I hadn't exactly, when I made all this, I wasn't exactly designing a series until I decided, and I think someone was like, oh, these are really cool, you should turn this into a series. I'm like, okay, and then I did. So to preface this, Rage is still blind, or sorry, Hatred's still blind. He was always blind. Oh, no, not actually, sorry. He does have an eye, just in the chest cavity. If you look beside his foot, you'll see that weird glowing thing. That's an eyeball. Or was at least until he dies, and then it's, anyways. And so, Ishmak does go on to create more, does more deeds, but so far, they haven't been created. So this is kind of the lore up to this point that I have, but this is just this is the current stuffs. But the backstory stuffs, I still have more for those of you who are like, I need to know more lore. Give me the juicy itty bitty dud tales. I'm like, alright. So, I don't know if you really care about the knights' backstories, because they're not exactly, their backstories don't matter since they're dead, or undead, sorry. But, Hendor was the one who created the group, and they all use what's classified as Dread Knight armor. Dread Knight is a type of armor that has usually a crown that goes with it. As you may notice with, Hendor's helmet, you see his crown off to the side because he chooses not to wear it as a king because he does not see himself as a king. He sees himself as a follower or a cursed, so the crown sits to the side for him. But the other ones, you'll see that they all wear it normally. You'll notice here they all wear their crowns normally, kind of. Relatively, at least. Maybe Fenron doesn't either, but Ishmak definitely does. That's kind of a thing with Ishmak. He's very proud, which kind of makes you feel less bad for him for being a dickhole, and that's why he kind of got where he is. He kind of got his comeuppance, so you feel less bad for him when it happens. You're like, okay, you kind of deserve this bitch. But where they currently are in this image is the steps up to what's left of. Well, technically steps down because the Olympus fell, literally. After decay took over a lot of the landmass, the kind of entire infrastructure collapsed to a side, so all of it's kind of slanted down. So these were the steps to a mountain that is the now only way in without dropping to your death. So, yeah, you have to hike up a mountain just to get in through a mountain. Yeah, I know, it's not exactly efficient, but whenever was it ever efficient? Anyways, there's that, and so, the brothers, I'm going to call them brothers, even though they're not even related, or knew each other up until this point. The story kind of only plays into the later end, but before the fall of the Olympus, they're, the Guardians, and so, I mentioned that there were, I think I said 6 to 7, sorry about that, guys, 6 to 7 other mighty men aside Aatrox, Phoenox, and Teatrox. So that's 3. Oh, sorry, they weren't mighty men, they were Guardians. Sorry, bit tired, so my brain's a little bit on the slower side. Sorry, brain is deciding to take a loop-de-loop. The one who made the goblet was a man who wanted, I don't know, his motivation was a little bit skewed. He wanted to make something that could make anything decay if he needed to, or give anything everlasting life, and kind of did both. So he created a goblet that when the contents, which is like basically just energy, is tipped out, causes anything dead or alive to die and get brought back as a living flesh. So yeah, it didn't work out the way they wanted it to, or he wanted it to. And so then there was the seal of Amaga, or sorry, Amaga Works. It's a weird name, but she made the seal that allows any weapon to be granted one ability, which was used on Hendor's axe. Yeah, selfish, sure. Call him selfish all you want. I'll let you deal with him when he comes looking for you. I can bet you won't survive. Especially the fact that this guy's like over 8 feet tall. So, good luck with that. And so, with that, the other artifacts weren't nearly as, there was the golden skull of, I don't know, what was it? They simply just called it the golden skull, which had no real magical abilities. I know it was designed by mighty men, which meant it was supposed to have some ability. Its kind of ability was useless. He made it into a goblet from the skull of someone who was royal, and kind of had them killed, turned their skull into a cup, and made it so that the cup, whenever righted, would always have wine in it. So it's not exactly useful. It's kind of just an endless wine source. Not exactly beneficial. Hence why I say it's the other two. One of them is literally on his axe. It means, oh shit, I don't remember. The words on the axe actually mean something, but I forgot what it means. It's the name of the axe, which I think it was Oathbreaker. I'm not wrong. No, sorry, it's Iron Soul. It means Iron Soul, which ironically enough, was the seal. It was made, anyways. So, the Golden Skull is a goblet that had always wine in it. Really selfish. It's an Epicurean style tool. The seal was used on the axe. The goblet, well, we know where that went, and where it is currently. Then there is, because that's what, 3, so there's 3 others. There was the Ancient Tomes, which was a tome book that contained all knowledge of a specific event, which was named out, which was then titled Goblet of Death, which aka is the the Goblet of Decay, which the tome will always have what you need to know in it. So it was named the Tome of Knowing, and it would give the reader the exact information they seeked at a price. Kind of like, making a wish with a genie, sort of kind of thing. It will give you anything you need to know, but at a severe, crippling price. Like the monkey's paw, I guess, more like. So, for example, let's say you needed to know how to defeat your greatest foe, right? You're like, oh, I need to defeat, I don't know, King Gargaroth, leader of blah, 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 blah. And so, it would give you the exact, what his weaknesses are in a detailed style. It wouldn't just be like, oh, his weaknesses are fire and ice and cake. That's a reference to a thing. If you know what the reference to that is, I respect you. Kind of. Because it's also anyways. But, so, with that, the prices depend on the information. If it's like, it could be something really minuscule, which the price is going to be something like, you'll have Dora diet. Like, for example, oh no, I forgot my great grandma's amazing apple strudel with newt tail pie recipe. It's going to be like, the price is like you get terrible crippling diarrhea for like 2 days. Like it's nothing bad. But for example, if you need the cure to, if you wanted the cure to all things, okay, you now can have the, it will exactly list out the cure to all things that are ailments. The catch would be equal to what you need. So for example, you need to know a recipe. It's gonna apply something bad to you based on a recipe. So it's like you ate 5-day-old lasagna that's been left out in the hot sun. It's gonna give you diarrhea and food poisoning, but you're probably gonna survive. It's equal to a recipe. So it's like, oh, if it's a sentimental recipe, you're gonna get some sentimental diarrhea. Like, but if you need to know the curse, the cure to all diseases, you'll know the cure to all diseases. As in, you will be able to read it and you can write it down. But there's a high chance that you will get all the diseases at the same time. So you won't have the time to write it down. You just die on the spot because you just got all the diseases and known to mankind at that moment in time. But if it's like, I need to know the cure to, I don't know, the flu, you'll probably get something equal to the cure to the flu. You'll probably just get the flu. Ah, how convenient. But like, if you need to defeat a dragon, high chances you'll get something crippling. And it's always different. It's always different. It's always equal or worse to, or more so to what you need. So if it's like, I need to know how to save my friend from the underworld, there's going to be something horrible that happens. And it isn't always the moment you read it, it happens. It can happen later on, but the moment the request is fulfilled, you have to take the price. So it was designed to be used by those who are willing to sacrifice something for what they need, which ironically enough, for the 3 knights, they always sacrifice their life, because the book cannot go against a god's will, so it will kill them and then they come back because they are cursed with living forever. So, or at least death with life in death, or sorry, death in life. So they just come back up like, haha, tricked you, book. So that's the 4th thing. The 5th thing is the Scepter of Anorak. Sorry, not Anorak. Azarak, which is a staff made of gold and iron with a crystalline thing in the center top. Anyways, it has the ability to it's just a really powerful staff. It can do any kind of damage that the wielder requires at that one time, but then it saps the energy of the staff for a very long time. So it's like a one-trick pony. You fire a beam of super powerful thing. If you miss, you're fucked. That's the 5th one. And then the 6th one, I'm schizophrenic, I think, because I'm seeing shit. The 6th item was the orb of it was a magical orb that that allowed for manipulation of magics, which you may notice on Mr. Fenron. Yes, that is the orb, by the way. It doesn't have a name. It's mostly just called the Orb of Infernos. And so yes, he has the Orb of Infernos. And so the Orb of Infernos was, so most of the mighty things were given to them by the god / goddess of fate, and so that's kind of the backstory of the Olympus. And so each one was locked in their own chambers. The knights scoured the world, kind of, sort of. They were on a minor mission, kind of been like, alright, we're kind of forced to do this, so let's go kill some assholes who are not gonna die. And because each one of them has something specific, like, as I mentioned, Heldar has the Iron Soul Axe, meaning that it can kill any undead creature. Doesn't mean it can kill any undead creature. It just means that it will permanently kill you. Fenron has the magical Orb of Infernos, and then Ishmak has the ability of Divine Judgment. It's not called that though, but basically he can summon magic that shoots super cool crystals that sap the life force of anything. So that's why he was able to kill Rot with, you know, the crystals, because it saps its life energy and then boom, poof, gone. Bye-bye. You're fucked. And so with that, they haven't come across Rot yet. And of course, the reason why the god / goddess of fate cursed them with death in life is so that they cannot be corrupted by decay when they face decay. Because if you remember this, they're undead, right? And decay is best known for resurrecting undead things, or dead things, sorry. So being undead, it's like giving them the devil's playground. It's just perfect. So with that, it's, you know, it's a little complicated, I guess. Anyways, they have yet to meet decay. They all went their separate ways after getting to the Olympus. And so they meet up again, kind of. First, Heldar goes into the underground, or the Dungeonaires, which is where Rot resides. And so, with that, he's the first to encounter... Well, he doesn't actually encounter Rot first, ironically enough, even though this is the first one. He just wanders aimlessly for a while, defeating minor bosses here and there. Then Fenron, being the one who defeats... Fenron... So, Heldar gets there, obviously, before Fenron. Fenron takes down Greed, who makes his way to the pit, the great pit that leads into the underground, where Heldar meets with Hatred and kills Hatred, then goes down. Fenron fights a few other monsters, while Ishmak defeats the Wraith of Wrath, aka Dagar, and Rot, and then Ishmak and Fenron meet up to go back down, and such like that. And that's kind of where it leaves off, or where I'll leave it off from here, because I don't want to spoil this is kind of just what is going to be happening, but that's what I have so far. I don't want to spoil the rest of the series, but that's what's up to now. That's what I have for images, so that's what I have for story. And because I love you guys so much, I don't want to give too much away, so that's kind of what I have for y'all. Now it's quiz time. I mean, kidding. No, I'm not. I mean, quiz time. For those of you who have been watching, / listening to my basically rambling, I will leave you with one question, or I'll leave you with a list of questions, and you can go back through and, you know, answer them via whatever I talked about. And so I will, I may or may not include trick questions. So here's question 1 through 5. These are the only 5 questions I'll give you guys, and you guys can decipher them and find a meaning from whatever you want. What was the name of the mage that killed the 3 brothers? Who was the first brother of 3 to die? What was the importance of the undead soldiers, the ones you see on screen? What happened to the mage, which I think that's the 4th question, and the 5th one's going to be a little more difficult. I'm going to leave you with a more of an ambiguous question, and that is going to be, let's see, what can I stump you guys with? I guess what I'll do for that is, Haha. How did Olympus fall? Sorry, how did the Olympus fall? I'll leave those 5 questions with you, or 4.5. I don't know how many I actually asked, but those are the questions I'll leave you guys with. You guys can do your homework, figure it out, because, you know, it's good to know this stuff if you're going to be following the series. And I've been Erroxxy. Thanks for the stream, guys. Peace.